So before moving to the adding the column to the form, I'm going to correct something here in the last video, which is the spelling for description. So it should be description, like this, description. So I'm going to run also the migration again, PHP artisan, migrate rollback, and then I'm going to migrate again this table. Okay, so this is done. Second step also, I'm going to add something in this model, channel model, which is basically by default. So the model binding in Laravel, it will use the ID of the channel. I'm going to use the slug in this case, so I need to add one method here called get route key name, which is going to retain any column you want. In our case, we will use the slug. So these two changes I'm doing here. So now let's jump to the views. So we go to the view, and then we'll add one column or one field in the form. This will be under resources, views, and under the auth, and then register. This is the form built in Bootstrap. So I'm going to add another one, which is here the name, and then the email address, and then the password. I'm going to copy this one, the email, and I'm going to change the field to reflect our changes. This will not be the email, so it will be channel. Channel name. So I'm going to call channel name, but in this, the title, I'm going to call it channel name. Okay, so I have here the label, channel name. For the IDs, the channel name type will be text, of course, and then here for the error, it will be channel name. I'm just reviewing it, the value channel name, and then everything looks fine for me. If I go to the browser and just refresh it, I will see the channel name here. So this is prepared now. The channel name will be sent, which is basically the channel underscore name. So now let's jump to the controller of this application when the registration is happening, which is basically will be under HTTP controllers, and then under the auth there will be registration controller. So registration controller use the trace registers users. We are going to come back to this. So for validation, here's the validators, and then here's the creation of the user. So if I jump to just the traits, you will see that basically the user is created here using this method, which is it will going to validate the request, and if everything is okay, then it's going to run. Of course, this is for the events we're not going to use, but there will be a user object created here, and then it will be logged here. So we need just to kind of create the user after this step, okay, under this step. But let's do the validation first, because we need to add one more validation. Will be channel name. This will be required, and there will be of course string, and then minimum maybe 8. We can set it or 4, and then let's add one more, which is I want to be unique. So this should be unique channels table, and the name. So this should be unique. When I'm doing this one the first time, I want to make sure that this is unique in channels table, the name column. So this is the what we call the validation. So next step, of course, when the user is created, let me just take this one outside here and just keep user as variable. We can put another statement up, and then let me just delete this one and this arrow here. So the user will be created. This is for Laravel, it will just create one event. It's not in our scope here. So here we're going to create channel. So first, because we have relationship, I have user object, and I'm going to call the channel, and then through the relationship I'm going to create run the create. Of course, name will be the channel name, will be request coming from the form, channel name, and then I will add one more basically, or two, which is one is the slug. In the slug we can use the helper from Laravel, which is basically string, and then slug. I'm going to keep this one, the request here, and then the separator, which is basically dash. Also I want one more, which is the UID, and this will be using the PHP unique ID. I'll keep it true, so it will give me more options or more characters instead of 13 characters. So in order to use the string, I believe we have to use to add it from the support eliminate. I think we should use it like this: support eliminate, eliminate support, and then there will be something called str, string. So string is added, so we should be fine. So let's give it a try and see what will happen. So I'll go to this one, I'm going to refresh, I'm going to add one user, of course the email, and then let's say this is the channel name with the password. Okay, and let's register. So there is a problem: add name to fillable to allow mass assignment in the channel. So it's something wrong on the mass assignment that we did in the channel. So I think this should be fine to cover everything, unless there's spelling mistakes. Guarded, so protected, guarded should be fine. Let's try again and see. This is already taken, the username, so I'm going to delete the user from here, and let's try again. Doing the registration, so it's working fine. So it was like a spelling mistake. So if I go now to the database and check, so I have the username, I have the channel. Also, if you notice, the username, user ID is 2, and the ID for the user is 2, so everything is working fantastic.